Miss Stein just assigned a huge project. She always assigns so much work.
I can't believe we actually have to do work now. We never do that.
We can do it later. How about we watch some TV for now?
Okay.
Here we are outside the Santa Clara court. Inside, a case is going on between Governor Regina Fancyton and Pat Plain, an accountant. Regina is suing Pat for $7 over not letting her get the last ice cream cone at Baskin Robbie after the employee, Mr. I Hate My Job, made the two women split the cone. This court case is deeply rooted in the principles of when one's rights begin and ends. Let's get a look inside the courtroom.
We call Regina Fancyton to the stand. Miss Fancyton, please explain why you deserve the last ice cream cone.
I, as the very wealthy mayor, should get the cone because I can obviously afford the $7 cone best. And I can leave a very generous tip. And obviously, I'm the governor and I deserve respect from all you jury pals. Since I have more power and authority, I can easily dictate what happens in this court case. Oh, and hey jury, I got some extra bucks and it's all yours if you let me have the ice cream cone.
Well, that was a convincing argument. Regina Fancyton attempts to persuade the jury with her wealth and threatening them with her authority and power. The more power she has over Pat Plain, the more likely Fancyton can get away with infringing on Pat's rights to the ice cream cone. Now back to the courtroom.
We called Pat Plain to the stand. Pat, please explain why you deserve the ice cream cone. I deserve the ice cream cone just as much as Fancyton because I've worked hard all week and I deserve this treat too. Regina should not be able to use her power to take away my rights to ice cream, as I should be provided unalienable rights to it. Plus, the cone was celebratory for my birthday. So if anything, I deserve the ice cream cone way more than her.
Well, that's some heated debate going on. Pat claims that she has just as many rights to the ice cream cone as Fancyton. A very valid point. Let's see what the jury has to say. We find Pat Plain not guilty, and all charges for $7 are dropped. Additionally, you will both be provided with a complimentary Baskin Robbie ice cream cone. Whee! Well, that's it, everyone. Looks like the case is officially closed. In the end, the two equally deserve the right to the cone, and no amount of power or authority should allow one to take away this right. That's it for today. See you later on Civil Court Catastrophe.
That show was so boring. I can't believe they had a whole court case about ice cream.
Yeah, Freya was so much better.
I agree, but that case makes you think about the homework that Miss Stein gave us.
Ew, homework.
Well, I guess it kind of relates.
Still, the project isn't due for a while, and I'm up for some more TV.
Same.
Today on the History Channel, we have a reenactment about when the Founding Fathers first formed the Constitution and what they intended in the government.
We will have George Washington, James Madison, and John Adams.
And I assure you, this is 100% exactly what happened. Now that we've officially created the Constitution, we must get all the states to ratify the government plan.
I agree, George Washington. If we can add a Bill of Rights that preserve unalienable rights, then Virginia and New York may yield.
And Madison, with the addition of the bill, people should be provided legal rights to their own individual customs and religions.
Also, Adams, we should include that these rights are reserved for everyone in America and cannot be taken away by the government.
The government should be protecting the citizens' rights rather than stripping them of it, regardless of a corrupt leader.
The human race is too intelligent to ever let a corrupt leader come to power.
Although George and James were skeptical, these unalienable rights were jeopardized many times.
One of the most famous genocides was the Holoccaust, when many Jews and undesirables were executed by the hands of Adolf Hitler during World War II.
The violence towards Jews climaxed at Kristallnacht when the fury of Germans was released onto innocent Jews.
As the years went by, Jews were stripped of their rights by anti-Semitic government, allowing the Holocaust to reach an extreme extent.
Meanwhile, in the United States, the civil rights movement emphasized an end to a long period of racism towards African Americans.
The white masters treated African slaves as insignificant creatures, even after the abolition of Jim Crow laws.
For 350 years, African Americans were discriminated against through oppression from whites in society with no protection of rights.
So that concludes this episode of Rights on the History Channel. Hey, that relates to the homework Miss Stein gave us.
Yeah, that's really coincidental. It's almost like this was all planned out.
That would be funny. How does it relate, though?
So basically, the segment was about the extent to which the government can dictate values, freedoms, and rights. That's one of the driving questions we have to answer for the project.
Oh, so that's the reenactment of the Constitution and Bill of Rights, or about how the Founding Fathers originally intended for the government to provide unalienable rights.
Yeah, and the mini clips about the Holocaust and the Civil Rights Movement show how, in those situations, the government did not ensure people's rights, but dictated them and took them away to give themselves more power and control.
True, but we shouldn't really be worrying about this. Let's just keep watching TV for now.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
So right now, I'm here in San Jose outside of Ina Price Middle School on this episode of Why Society Needs to Be Educated. We'll be focusing on one main topic of the differences and similarities of the Holocaust and the Civil Rights Movement. Round 1 will consist of 10 differences, Round 2 will consist of 5 similarities, and Round 3 will consist of the questions about the patterns. Like always, we do not intend to insult either of these tragic happenings, and in no way mean to disrespect the victims of the situation or of these events. Well, let's go to the interview. Hi, I'm here with...
My first name is L.L., middle initial S, last name E.R.
As in loser? Anyways, did the recovery from the Holocaust and Civil Rights Movement happen in different or similar methods?
Different, because the Holocaust ended when Germany was defeated in World War II. Slavery and discrimination ended with the 13th Amendment and the Civil Rights Movement.
Did the Civil Rights Movement have any similarities?
They were similar because both Jews and African Americans attempted to escape their oppressors and found strength in religion and each other.
And now I'm here with...
Superstar!
Okay then. Well, anyways, what was the time period and location in which the Holocaust and Civil Rights Movement took place?
They were different. The Holocaust happened in the early 1940s in Germany and Europe, while the Civil Rights Movement lasted from 1954 to 1958 in America.
Were the social status of the Holocaust and Civil Rights Movement victims the same?
No, the Jews' declining status started as normal citizens. As for African Americans, their status only went up, starting very low.
Time for round 2, similarities. Was the method in which the Holocaust and Civil Rights Movement enforced similar?
They were similar because the Jim Crow laws and anti-Semitic laws were used to maintain supremacy.
In the Holocaust and Civil Rights Movement, were the treatment towards victims at all similar?
Yes, both races were extremely dehumanized and physically and mentally beaten.
Considering the events of the Civil Rights Movement and Holocaust, were the actions of oppressors at all similar?
Yes, the oppressors beat up Jews and African Americans, destroyed their property, and segregated and lynched them.
Were the after effects of the Holocaust and Civil Rights Movement different or similar?
They are similar because both the African Americans and Jews had to start their lives from scratch.
How do the patterns and the differences and similarities set limits?
The patterns foreshadow a humanitarian disaster about to happen. Knowing the breaking point for genocides can help evaluate the maximum discrimination in a society.
Now it's round 3 with questions. What patterns were most evident in the similarities and differences?
The patterns for differences involve different recoveries, time periods, locations, economics, and statuses. The similarities, they were the enforcement, treatment, after effects, and actions of oppressors and victims.
How do the patterns and the differences and similarities set limits?
The patterns foreshadow a humanitarian disaster about to happen. Knowing the breaking point for genocides can help evaluate the maximum discrimination in a society.
And finally, I'm here with...
Taco, then Belle from New Jersey. And this is Mildly Depressed George.
Okay then! What can be predicted based on the patterns and the similarities and differences?
Well, never mismatch your swastika armband and your Star of David necklace. Hitler learned that the hard way when people found out he was a Jew. Also, for the Civil Rights Movement, milk and dark chocolate are now equally eaten, so everyone knows that chocolate is better than actual human beings.
What can be predicted based on the patterns and similarities and differences?
Differences show genocides are unpredictable with any situation. Similarities set limits for when discrimination leads to a humanic disaster.
Well, that's all for Society Needs to Be Educated. See you next time.
That was an interesting episode. Never knew Hitler was a Jew.
He's not actually a Jew. Taco Bell was just really uneducated. Hence the show title, Why Society Needs to Be Educated.
Yeah, but some of the answers were really good material. I feel like I remember reading about the differences and similarities somewhere.
Oh, and the Human Rights Project. That was the bottom corner square.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. The show addressed all of the differences in round 1, and then the similarities in round 2, and then questions in round 3.
That's so weird how all the TV we watch relates back to the project. Whatever. Props just a coincidence.
Yeah, thinking about core projects makes my head hurt.
Hey look, it's some old DVR called Blast from the Past. It talks about the civil rights movement and slavery, and it could be useful for the project.
Why would you keep that after all these years?
Don't question it. Let's just watch and be thankful it's helping us with our project.
Wait a second, I thought we agreed to procrastinate on the project.
Yeah, but how can we pass up working when we've found such great sources?
I guess let's just keep watching to see what we come up with.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to Blast from the Past. I'm the narrator, Chatty Carl, and today we'll be witnessing one of the most famous debates in history between Cassie Logg and Lillian Jean Pants. Is that some rolling thunder I hear?
Hey, have you heard about them Congress debating about California becoming a free state? It's baloney. Slavery should be promoted.
Well, not in this town, or any town. Slavery is immoral and unjust. Why don't you just scurry on down south?
What are you, some clueless northern abolitionist? Each race has a set purpose, and African Americans were simply made inferior to whites. They're stupid, incapable creatures. By oppressing, we are just following the natural order.
On the contrary, you shouldn't be farther from the truth. No race has a set purpose. Actions define a person, not race. Your ignorance puts you to a level lower than those of your plantation slaves.
Scumbrain!
Ignorant pig!
They represented opposite positions on slavery, common between North and South. Even after the abolition of slavery, there was still discrimination.
Them blacks sure got some crazy idea, thinking they're as good as us. As my great-great-grandma Lillian Jean Pants once said, it's whites' duty to teach African Americans disobedience.
Well, I'm Cassie Logg III, and African Americans deserve equal rights, even after the abolition. Whites still do not give them the respect that they deserve.
Sure. You're too dumb to see that spoiled blacks want too much through greed. Segregation is justice, and those pesky blacks deserve every bit of brutality.
No, when people oppress and discriminate African Americans, they're arrogantly taking what is not theirs. They are suffering from the hands of cruel monsters like you.
Scumbrain!
Ignorant pig!
The debate between Cassie Logg and Lillian Jean Pants accurately summed up the two views on discrimination at the time, listing key points from both arguments. Well, that was Blast from the Past. Hope you enjoy this video.
Okay, is it just me, or do Cassie Logg and Lillian Jean Pants sound familiar? Like in a book we read or something.
Really? It doesn't sound familiar to me at all.
For some reason, it makes me think of the words rolling and thunder.
Well, anyways, guess what, guys? That debate was one of the topics we had to address in the project.
No way! Was it the box telling us about representing two sides of the civil rights movement?
Oh yeah, we can totally use this source for a presentation.
I know, right? Let's keep watching. Hello, and welcome back to What Would You Do? For our first scenario, we are going to place random strangers into a position of a bystander in the Armenian genocide in Turkey. Please, you've got to help me. The Ottoman Empire has killed 1.5 of us Armenians. They blame us for their decline. They've chased me all across Turkey. You've got to help me.
Wait, what? Are you okay?
Yeah, please, I need you to help house and hide me. But if the Ottoman Empire finds out, your whole family will be killed.
Well, then they won't find out. Come on, let's go quickly before they see us.
Wait, one more thing. My name is Caitlin Lee, and I'm the host of What Would You Do? So in your personal opinion, what makes a society ripe for genocide?
Well, you need a population with a diverse ideas and discrimination towards a minority, and usually a major crisis to blame on certain people.
Thank you, and for your participation, here's $7 $10 gift card to Baskin Robbins. Your name was?
Regina Fancyton, thank you!
You're welcome. We are going to put strangers into the situation of a Cambodian genocide. Please help me! The Khmer regime has killed more than 1 million Cambodians, and they will mercilessly hunt down anyone who defies them. You've got to help me.
I've never heard of the Khmer regime, but it's a dangerous risk I'm willing to take. What's your name?
Oh, sorry. I'm the host, Caitlin Lee from What Would You Do? So, based on what you know about genocides, how can they be stopped?
Well, they can be stopped when the original crisis ends, when a resistance overpowers the oppressors, or when the government becomes stable.
Thanks so much for your participation on What Would You Do? Now, here's a complimentary $7 Basket Robbie gift card.
I'm lactose intolerant, but my sister Pat Plain would love this.
So today we have learned that many genocides fit certain patterns, such as a corrupt government, a discriminative society, and controlling fear. So before we end the show, I will leave you with this final message. Don't be a bystander when your positive actions can create a brighter future.
Okay, what's going on right now?
Yeah, this was pretty strange, how everything is related to the project.
I know it's pretty weird, but at least we completed the project.
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh, we just watched all the shows, and I saw that they all relate to the project, so I copied the information down.
Oh, nice!
So we don't have to do any more?
Nope, but we're finally ready to start the presentation.